again. So it's definitely some good news in that front.
Yeah, exactly. But the bad news is still a lot of weather associated with this. But we are seeing it kind of coming apart a little bit. It's not nearly as concentric on its eye wall. It's not as circular as it was, and we're starting to see at least the southwest flank, the drier air starting to fill in. So I don't expect a whole lot more big shower activity across Acadiana. In fact, we haven't seen any big stuff. It's all been well east of Baton Rouge, and then as we go down from 12 to I-10, really heavy-duty weather across portions of the I-12 corridor through Slidell, and then Laplace through the New Orleans area, and then as you go farther south, we're still dealing with that I, and boy, Laplace has been getting hammered, not only from the flooding that's come in from Lake Pontchartrain, but heavy rainfall, and now the rains are beginning to let up in the Raceland area. Homa, still some tropical showers. Thibodaux, a bit of a break, but all the power is out down here, and then as we go back through Donaldsonville, winds picking up here a little bit, and then we get north to the Baton Rouge area. The worst of it just east of Baton Rouge for right now, over toward Walker and Hammond. This is where those tropical rain bands are, but again, you don't really see definitive rain bands, one by the center, one further out. Now we're just seeing just these heavy tropical rains that'll put down an inch or two of rain per hour, and this is going to go on for several hours until the storm gets north of you. So that's what we'll be watching as the evening wears on. Right now we got it right over the Lutcher area by Highway 61, and again, Chemical Row right here as well. So a lot of the plants, I'm sure, are having to deal with that as well as you go right on the Mississippi River. So the eye is right over the Mississippi River right now, and continues to slowly trek to the northwest at about 10. Acadiana looking great. We haven't looked better for a hurricane going back to what we've seen over the last couple of years, so that is good news there. The rainfall, notice we had last time we left you, we had a tropical shower coming in. Notice it's bumping into the drier air. So what is this turning into? Just a gust of wind and some sprinkles. That's about it. And farther to the east you go into the basin, we're seeing precipitation, but even all the way over to Henderson, pretty good. By Butler Rose, you're seeing some shower activity, but not a whole heck of a lot. We have some showers down toward New Iberia as well. And then we go over to some shower activity by Franklin as we go down Highway 90. You want to not forget about Jeanerette as well. Some shower activity here. And then we go farther south and east through Morgan City, Amelia, some shower activity, but now the core of the storm is moving away. So the threat of damaging winds, Stevensville, Morgan City, now beginning to go down, and that is the good news. So the news has been good for Acadiana and getting better as the storm continues to move away. Still some heavier tropical showers over toward Homa. Again, those showers are pretty intense right now. This is just looking off Power Doppler 3, but again, we'll take a look at the sweeps here. And we'll open it on up. You can see some of those heavier rain bands across the region. And oops, I hit my wrong button here. But this is the high-resolution satellite imagery. I pulled this up. This is what's called the mesoscale floater here. And this is a 6-hour loop. And look at the difference in the storm. Here, it was well organized. Now the eye is filled in. We still have those enhanced cold cloud tops over toward NOLA. Still some very heavy rainfall and flooding to occur. The wind gusts, though, will begin to go down, and that is the good news. Still sitting at Cat 3. This is going to probably go below Cat 3 for the 9 o'clock update, we hope. Moving north-northwest at 9, a little bit slower, but it's moving. We'd like to see this going at 10 or 15, but that's not the case, and we knew it was going to slow down after landfall. And notice, we said, oh, wow, it's moved northeast, but, we're getting wobbling now as well. You draw the line, overall line, it's moving generally to the north-northwest, and that's where we have it at 9 miles an hour. And then hopefully down to a Category 1 after midnight tonight as the storm gets close to the Mississippi border. And then it'll still be producing heavy rainfall and the threat of flooding along and east of where that center goes overnight tonight. Here are the gusts earlier today. As we went through noon, we saw those hurricane-force gusts. And again, the dark areas that are not filled in, these have either gone out or lost power or just stopped communicating with us. So this is where we we sit right now. Latest gust in New Iberia is at 44, Lafayette at 40, so we're still getting some gusts to 40, 55 as we get just offshore. Freshwater locks, not too bad there. Calm winds where the center of the storm is. You see that at Fernier Landing and Bayou Gauche, and then up toward Reserve. We're seeing gusts close to hurricane force, and here we go, wow, over at 86 in New Orleans. So it is still blowing and going, and the Crescent City not done with yet, as more rain and more tropical squalls moving through there. Even though the storm is west of the region, still in the dirty part of the storm, and that's going to continue for a while longer. We see that again on the predictive radar. NOLA right here will probably get out of some of the heavier rains by 10, 11 o'clock in a few hours, but still gusty winds. Again, these lines here, these are pressure lines, lines of equal pressure, and the closer they're packed, the stronger the winds are. So they're packed closely here, they're packed pretty closely here, but notice toward Acadiana, their spacing comes out a fair bit. So that is the best news with respect to winds, as the storm pretty much following that National Hurricane Center forecast track. The predictive radar model gets it into Mississippi officially after about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And then we'll have to keep an eye on some of these tropical rain bands. Weather department's on 24-hour watch even after we're done broadcasting. We're still watching this stuff, but this is what we're paid to do, and this is what we live for, and want to do the best we can, and hopefully serve the community when it comes to watching these systems, forecasting these systems, and being with you throughout the storms and the storm threat. But the storm threat locally in Acadiana, just tropical storm conditions. As you go farther to the east, though, it is going to be a rough night ahead, at least through eastern Louisiana. NOLA, things begin to quiet down after midnight tonight. Some lingering tropical showers. Winds coming around out of the southwest. Hopefully that will improve some of the big flooding that we're seeing just west of New Orleans on the western end of Lake Pontchartrain, but that's not a guarantee. Still rough weather with this part of the storm. I wouldn't be surprised if we still have 80, 90 mile an hour gusts as we get into Mississippi over toward Macomb and points to the north and east as well. Wind gust wise, we continue to see those gusts of 80 in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range. Most of Acadiana a lot higher off to the east, but the main impacts across Acadiana, winds still gusting in the 40 mile per hour range. This is the latest high resolution rapid refresh run. This updates once an hour, so we're getting the latest estimates coming from the models here, and winds gradually died down into the 30s as we head into the overnight hours and into the 20s. These are gusts, so that is the great news as we move forward. Rainfall wise, additional rainfall. This is on top of what's already fallen. Still another 5 inches possible. More than that, Hammond, Mandeville, Slidell, and as you get into Mississippi as well, not a whole lot of rain here. In fact, some folks may not see any at all. So as we move forward, the weather pattern only getting better in the near term, and in the longer range forecast as well. We're going to be looking at much better temperatures and humidity as we get closer to next weekend. But as of now, still a Cat 3 storm. We'll keep our fingers crossed that this is downgraded to a Cat 2. We'll get that latest advisory coming up at 8 o'clock tonight.